What is up, people, and welcome back to Rags to Riches 3, the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009, work way through all of the Codemasters games, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2017. We're currently in the 2010 season, the Spanish Grand Prix, and let's have a look at the standings before today's race. But before we do that, actually, if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. You will find the previous episode in China and also the whole entire playlist. Right, with that out of the way, now we can have a look at the standings going into today's race. And we are currently P5 in the Drivers' Championship, which is still an amazing season after 4 rounds of the championship. 34 points on board. We haven't finished lower than 7th position going into today's race. Don't want to curse myself, but that is a really good season so far. However, now this is where the tricky bit comes. Of course, if you know the rules of this series already, then basically the team that we drive for in F1 2011 is determined by where we position in the 2010 standings. So, first and second, that's a Force India drive next season. Third and fourth is a Williams drive for next season. But 5th to 10th will be a Lotus drive. So, one of the backmarker teams. Now, we don't want that. We don't want to drive for one of those. We want to drive either Williams or Force India next season. So, we need to get either 4th or above to do so. Of course, if we drop down lower in the standings between 11th to 16th, that would be Mauritius or Virgin. And if we drop even lower than that, 17th to 24th, well, that will be a HRT seat for next season as well. But without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's qualifying time here at the Spanish Grand Prix. One-shot qualifying. Let's see what we can do as we go down in towards turn 1 straight away, putting it into fast mix, using that extra fuel available to us. Going to brake before the 100-meter board because I haven't actually done any practice on this circuit. There was no R&D objectives coming into this race weekend, so I haven't done a single lap of this Spanish Grand Prix so far. So hopefully I don't mess up too much. But let's see how this lap goes and whereabouts it can put us. Right, so far this lap has been a very solid one. But if I remember correctly, Sector 3 was where it became a bit tricky. This was where the back end could very easily step out on you. So I just need to make sure I'm perfect through these final corners. No mistakes, especially in towards this chicane. This is where it's going to get tricky. Make sure we get all our braking zones correct, which we haven't done there. A little bit of a mistake through that one. Try not to get on the power too early out to that corner, but we haven't spun the car. We're still on track, and we are still able to set a good lap time. Unfortunately, I don't know where this is going to be good enough for. It's a 1:26.1, but because I'm the first guy to set a lap time out on track, I have no clue how good that's going to be. So let's head to the final results and see how I did. 22nd. I thought that was a really good lap. Maybe it was because I set it right at the start of the session, and maybe from now on I should definitely set all of my laps at the end of the session. I've done it every time so far in qualifying. This time I got a little bit too eager, pressed that A button a bit too early, and went out right at the start of the session. Unfortunately, that could have cost us. That could have cost us a really good starting position, starting today's race in P22, although we have started lower down the field, I believe. I believe we have started right at the back before. So, yeah, 22nd position. Not the best of results here today, but Lewis Hamilton, he lines up in pole position with Sebastian Vettel in second. Nothing separating those two drivers, 17 thousandths of a second. Alonso, he lines up in third with Jenson Button alongside him on the second row of the grid, with Mark Webber in 5th and Felipe Massa in 6th. All of those top 6 drivers separated by 0.2 of a second, which just going to show you how competitive it is up top between the leaders in the 2010 season. Kubica is in 7th with Rosberg 8th. Kobayashi, my teammate, great qualifying session there for Kamui Kobayashi. Qualifies in P9 with Vitaly Petrov rounding out the top 10. But the question is, what can we do from right to the back of the grid in today's race? P22. Let's find out as we head over to the race for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's race day here at the Spanish Grand Prix as Lewis Hamilton lines up in pole position for today. There's my teammate Kamui Kobayashi, P9 on the grid, and then there's myself, 22nd position. Not the best of qualifying from myself. We started to move a bit forward in the qualifying sessions, and now we've gone backwards down into P22. But the lights are coming on now. We got a 4, 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go straight away. Putting up into rich mix, he's burning that extra fuel as we go down in towards someone. Going to take it cautiously, but also attack at the same time. If that even makes sense, you know, make of that what you will. As we go up the inside, down in towards turn 1. A few overtakes here and there as a Virgin racing car gets a great start through turn 1 and turn 2. And now as we go through turn 3, I've got a driver on my right-hand side. Had to give him a little bit of room. Unfortunately, Chandok, I squeezed you a little bit too much through there. I'm sorry about that, fella. I'll try not to do that again, but it's not been a good start for myself, so hopefully we can get a little bit better in today's race, because of course we don't want to ruin that statistic of never finishing lower than 6th position so far this season. So let's see what we can do. We're right behind Timo Glock right now, so I'm not too sure at the moment. Not the best of lines through there. Looks like the AI are actually very, very quick around this circuit. We've just got to find a part of the track which they seem bad at, because there is definitely one. There's one so far has been at every single circuit on the F1 calendar. And here we go up the inside, down towards this hairpin. Glock very good around the outside, somehow able to keep his foot down on the throttle. So that's a little bit unfortunate from myself. I've run it a little bit too deep through there, and again just not able to get past Timo Glock, just having to wait and be patient to go for that overtake that I really want to do. I just want to get past Timo Glock as soon as possible, as I've run it wide going into the final corner and still unable to go for that overtake at the moment. We need to find a breakthrough, and it needs to come soon, because that has been a very poor first lap at the Spanish Grand Prix. Oh, nearly lost the back end there. Big old twitch from the car. And now there is a HRT coming into the pits. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do in this race. I just can't get any pace on the other drivers. And I'm pretty sure I remember from Rags to Riches 1 and Rags to Riches 2 that the Spanish Grand Prix just was a race where it was pretty much a throwaway race. We just couldn't do anything in this one. And I'm pretty sure we ended up retiring from both of those. And I think in the first one we definitely retired, and in the second one we accidentally had a collision with one of the leaders. So yeah, hopefully that's not going to be the case here today, and we can actually maybe do something. But at the moment I'm not really feeling very optimistic about today's race, because it's just nothing's happening at the moment for me. Right, nevertheless, here we come into the pits for our first pit stop for the Spanish Grand Prix. Oh my god, that was so close to actually hitting the barrier there on the left-hand side. Into the pits we come though, and we just need to make sure we stop for the pit box. There it is ahead of us on the brakes. And do we get the car slowed down? Oh no, we haven't. Great, okay, we've hit the guy in front. This race is just going from bad to worse at the moment as we get underway out of the pits once again. And, oh, yeah, there we go. Right to the back of the field now as that driver gets past us. So, really disappointing Spanish Grand Prix at the moment. Let's see, though, if we can do anything. There's still a long way left to go. There's still about 7 or 8 laps left to go of this race. So, let's just see as we've overshot the pit lane exit. Oh, my God. Can it get any worse here today? That wasn't actually a question, by the way. I don't want it to get worse. Please, game, do not make this race get any worse for me, because I'm right at the back of the grid and I cannot do anything to keep up with the other drivers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we about to make an overtake? Can we make an overtake in today's race? There's a driver coming out the pits. Please. Please. Come on, truly. Oh my god. Did he went straight into the back of him? No. No, we're not getting an overtake. We're going to be staying in P24. Oh, well, that caught my hopes up rather quickly, didn't it? And then completely disintegrated there and then. Oh, my God. This race is just so bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have an explanation. I don't know what's going on right now. All of a sudden, we've had loads of pace in the first 4 rounds of this season. We come to round 5 in Spain, and I don't even know what's going on. I'm pushing as hard as I can, and I just literally cannot find any more pace. 1 lap later, and Jarno Trulli has a 3-second lead over me. And I've just gone and set my personal best lap. And he's got a 3-second lead than me. What on earth is going on? Oh, just end me now, please. What? Bruno Senna is in first place at the moment. Is that Bruno or Ayrton Senna? Because why is he in first? How is he in first? What on earth is going on right now? How on earth is Bruno Senna in first position? Forget about that though. Chandok's in the pits. We're not going to be last. Get in. Thank God for that. We are not going to be last in today's race. Bruno Senna still winning this Spanish Grand Prix. I mean, if he actually wins it in the end, that will be absolutely incredible. But we're not in last. I can be happy with that. I can be very, very happy with that. Oh, that's just so bad to say, isn't it? That we're just happy not to be last. Unfortunately, the miracle has come to an end. Bruno Senna no longer in the lead. The race, I believe he had another pit stop to make. So he's unfortunately now dropped behind, well, not behind me, but behind the leaders. Not too sure whereabouts he is. Maybe he's still in the points. But unfortunately for us, we're not going to overtake him. We're only in P23. We have Jarno Trulli way up the road at the moment. So I feel like P23 is the best that we can do. I don't even know if we can do that because I've got Karun Chandok coming at me like a bullet at the moment. So, which is weird to say, seeing as he is in a HRT. Oh my god, especially when I do things like that. No, 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 no. I've held him up. Somehow I've got lucky and I've sort of held him up there by accident. Karun Chandok, you shall not pass. You're not going to get past me. I'm going to hold on to 23rd. I will not finish last. It's not happening, mate. It's not happening. It might happen then if I go on the gravel one more time. Nope. Defend. Not having this, mate. I am going to finish in P23. Here we go then. Final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. Somehow still managing to hold Karun Chandok off behind us. So very happy with that, which is bad to say that we're very happy with that. But Karun Chandok, you shall not pass, and we will hold on to P23 at the end of the day. Unless I make more mistakes like that. But last lap of the race. Let's see if we can hold on to it. Come on. Mark Webber, though, he wins the Spanish Grand Prix after having a poor result at the Spanish Grand Prix. So very happy for Mark Webber there. That's going to really help him get his championship back on track. So he lost ground to both Felipe Massa and Sebastian Vettel. So depending on where they finish, he could possibly regain the top of the championship. But in terms of my own race, it's definitely been one to forget. But I am determined to keep Karun Chandok behind me for this final section of corners. Come on, Hayden, do not make a mistake now. Please, please do not make a mistake. I'm holding on to this position like I'm holding on to the lead of the race. I don't want to give it up. I don't want to be stone dead last. And we're not going to be as we cross the line for P23 of what has been the worst race. I think the worst race so far on this game. I mean, in F1 2009, we had some bad races, but we also had good races in there. I mean, at the same time, like, it was a good race until I got a penalty or something like that. And then that forced me all the way to the back of the grid. I don't think there was a race on that game where it was because I was really, really slow. This one, however, I just didn't have a chance. I did not have a chance at all. I was just so goddamn slow compared to the other drivers. And hence why I'm right to the back of the grid. But winning today's race was, of course, Mark Webber. Sebastian Vettel finished in second. Michael Schumacher onto the podium, though, here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Great result for Michael Schumacher with Nico Rosberg in fourth. So a third, fourth for the Mercedes team. Then it's Jenson Button fifth, Lewis Hamilton in sixth, Nico Hulkenberg with a good seventh there, and Adrian Sittel eighth. Robert Kubica ninth, and rounding out the top 10 was the other Williams of Rubens Barrichello. Do we have any surprises? Fernando Alonso did not score any points once again here today. And Bruno Senna finishing in P14 after leading the race with Felipe Massa way down in P15. Not a good day for him either. Let's have a look, though, how this affects the drivers' standings. We've moved down once again into P6 for the drivers' standings. Now 6 points away from Lewis Hamilton and 14 points off of that vital P4 that we need to be in. Mark Webber moves above both Vettel and Felipe Massa into top spot. This drivers' championship just keeps on switching around with every race, which makes it really, really entertaining. Mark Webber, at the moment, he is on top, but the question is, can he stay there? Constructors' Championship then, after 5 rounds of the season, and unfortunately, we have been overtaken by the Mercedes team, but we're only 2 points off of them, so a good race in Monaco. Okay, I know I've just said that. That's probably not going to happen. A good race in Monaco, though, probably not going to happen after previous history with myself around that circuit on this game. But, yeah, a good result in Monaco could see us above Mercedes. However, I don't think that is going to happen for myself, but maybe for Kamui Kobayashi. But that's it for today's Spanish Grand Prix. Let's head back to the menus. Oh, I really don't want to do any interviews right now. I really do not want to do any interviews. But here we go. Did today show what the car is capable of? Definitely not. Definitely not. We are so much quicker than P23 and 22 in qualifying. I don't know what went wrong. Personally, I just did not have the pace. So, unfortunately, no, we did not show what the car is underperforming at the moment. I think that we both have a lot more to give. I do think the car can be better. But I definitely have more to give, especially at that circuit. But, you know, so far, if we look at the whole entire season, it's been really good. This has just been a bit of an anomaly at the moment. And hopefully, this does not continue and we can start to get some good results once again. Can you meet your objectives this year? I think we're well on the way to meet the objectives. We can definitely meet all of our objectives this year. I'm very happy with how the season's gone so far. And are you happy with the efforts of the team? I can't fault them. They've been working hard. They put together a really good car. We've only had one bad race so far this season. If we forget about Spain, then we still, you know, haven't finished lower than 6th position. So that's still a great result for a BMW Sauber. But that is it for the interviews. And before we end today's episode, let's run through the standing orders once again. So P6 at the moment in the Drivers' Championship, which of course means a Lotus seat for F1 2011. But we're not done yet. We're going to try and push on to get P4 ahead of Jenson Button and try and get Williams here. Maybe even push further than that. We've still got a long way left to go in this season. We could possibly even challenge for the top 2 in the championship. I know that is quite a big ask this season, but you never know what could happen. So let's just wait and see how that goes. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily F1 content. We've got Rags to Riches free, F1 2017 career mode, and a few other things coming to the channel very, very soon. And as always, don't forget to leave your comments in the section below. I want to know what you thought about today's race. Do you feel like I could have done a lot better, or do you know that Spain is just, you know, usually a really bad track on F1 2010? I want to know what you guys think. But I will see you next time at the Monaco Grand Prix, the jewel in the F1 calendar. But until then, it's goodbye from me.